Welcome back to Bay Sunday. I'm having a lot of fun here. Thanks for joining us on this early Sunday morning. Now I have here with me Peter Greenlaw. He's an author of The Tito Syndrome, and I'm looking so forward to, first of all, Mr. Greenlaw, or may I call you Peter?
Call me Peter.
Okay, hi Peter. Can I find out what is Tito's syndrome?
Well, it's a combination of 4 deadly factors that on their own they're bad enough, but when you realize that they're interconnected and they magnify their impact. So the T is for toxicity, the D is for nutritional deficiency, the O is for being overweight, and the S is for stress. But it's the interconnectivity of those 4 that magnify and absolutely limit our quality of life, period.
I've never heard of that before.
It's brand new, and I'm very pleased.
Did you make it up?
I discovered it.
Yeah,
and the U.S. Patent Office gave me a trademark on it, so they recognize it now as a new medical condition. I wrote the book with a medical doctor, Dr. Nicholas Messina, and together we realized that this Tito syndrome was a big deal.
So if I'm suffering from Tito syndrome, what would my symptoms be?
Well, let's just go back for just a moment. See, I call myself a nerdy scientist because that's really what I am, but in science...
Coincidentally, I call myself a nerdy scientist.
Cool, well, we're going to get along great. So, but in science, the very first thing you want to do is you want to be able to identify the magnitude of a problem. Okay, so we'll just take one thing. America now, we have almost 80% of us overweight, and we think it's diet and exercise. Well, it's not even close. Toxicity is accumulating in our body and causing the body to store fat. That's why diets, for the most part, just don't work in the long run, period, okay? So toxicity, deficiency, overweight, and stress work together to undermine, like I said, our quality of life. So the syndrome, what would you feel? Sluggish. You can't sleep at night. You don't have any energy. You are overweight. Despite going to the gym and working out, I don't care how many times, most people end up with 5 or 6 pounds around their waist. No matter what they do, they can't lose it, okay? There's a symptom right there. We know from science that the body ingests these toxins in water, air, carpets, shampoos, and what the body does, it takes them and stuffs them in fat cells that now have a name. They're called obesogens, and no amount of diet or exercise gets rid of them.
How do we get rid of them?
You have to detox. You have to do things like, well, it's all covered in the book, but I'll give you just a couple examples. So like an infrared sauna is really good. There are new detox technologies that are now emerging that are very, very effective that can really help to combat this. See, diet and exercise is not going to attack those 4. Okay,
so for this detox that you're referring to, you can't just go in a steam room and get it all out that way. You can't just drink lots of water for 2 days.
Absolutely not. As a matter of fact, the studies prove that if you go into a normal sauna, if you ran from here to LA, you'd lose no toxins in sweat, for example.
Wow.
You could sit in that sauna all day long, unless it's an infrared sauna. And there are other things, of course, that you can do in terms of what you can eat, what you can't eat, but the body has this amazing ability to detox itself if you know what to do.
So the only way I'm going to know what to do is if I get your book.
Well, yeah, I guess that's a shameless plug for me, but the point is that there's a tremendous amount of information. We took a long time in doing this, and it's all backed up by research. So none of it's my opinion. I always say, you know, religion's based on faith and science is based on evidence. This is completely evidence-based. And it's a new phenomenon that more and more medical people now are really starting to recognize because it is something that we can do something about.
So besides this infrared sauna, through this detox program, what else would I need to do to get rid of these toxins that's holding onto my body and making me gain weight?
Well, we lay out for you in the book very specific, these new sort of their detox protocols where you can actually do a regimen that will empower your own body to begin to detox itself.
Like for example?
For example, if you wanted to detox, you would need the reverse of what you think. You need massive amounts of nutrients in the fewest numbers of calories. Because all you have to do to detox the body, just don't eat for 4 hours. You'll naturally start detoxing. But at 5 or 6 hours, because your body will begin to release acid and toxins, you'll get flu-like symptoms. You'll feel awful.
Right.
So you need these massive doses of nutrients in very few calories to empower your body to detox itself.
And we're not even talking about carbos.
Oh, forget. It's not even on the on the radar yet.
This is so interesting.
Thank you.
It's called Tito's syndrome
and solutions, I might add.
And solutions. You're brilliant.
Well, thank you very much.
And how's your book doing?
Great. It's doing wonderful.
Are you on Amazon?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
This is actually my second book. My first book was a bestseller, and this one is rising like crazy in the charts already.
Well, congratulations.
Thanks.
And much success in the future as well. This has been so enlightening. I'm looking forward to this, too. I've got books to read. For more information about the Tito syndrome, all you have to do is log online for Peter It's petergreenlaw.com. That's petergreenlaw.com. And I'm going to do that as soon as this show is over. And we'll be back right after this. Don't go away.